not at 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it is.
We still got 5 seconds.
Well, you
It's
gotta have the
there's
stream, man. You gotta have the
well, you took it off of
stream.
there. Now I can't see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. See, there's no proof. No proof.
Oh my.
We
Well, we made it anyway.
did.
That's good. Hey, welcome everybody. It's the Double Cup of Joe show. I'm your host Joe.
And I am your other host, Joe.
Yeah, it's a catchy name, Double Cup of Joe, because there's two guys named Joe that are here. It's interesting though, because Joe's sitting down in his video and I'm standing up, so I feel really tall today.
He is taller. He's like
I,
2 inches higher on the screen.
here we go. How's that? Is that better?
Okay, yeah.
But if I stand like this, man, it's gonna be quite a leg workout. I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah,
you
probably
ever do
shouldn't.
those wall sits at
Oh yeah,
like in phys ed class or something?
those are tough.
I know. Imagine doing it with no wall.
Ooh, that it's like a constant squat of destiny.
Yeah, the content squad of destiny.
Build
That's
stamina,
it.
in case anyone was wondering. It's
Oh, I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Maybe I can do this. That's not quite so bad.
you just go like normal, Joe. I think
All right.
there you go. Yeah, there we go.
But it's weird. I look at the screen and I feel so tall. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be this
Well,
tall.
here, we'll just adjust some things really quick. All right, cool. How do you feel now?
That's much better. No, it's wow. All right, cool.
I may or may not have transferred my uh, video camera to my living room for a Zoom call yesterday. So,
Oh, gotcha. And
mhm.
then moved it back, and then it was all discombobulated, and yeah,
Yes,
I totally get it.
discombobulated is pretty much my life. So, yeah.
Right on. Well, you do deal with the IRS all the time, so yeah, I totally understand. That would
Oof,
discombobulate me
oof.
immensely. Excuse me. Well, anyway, this is a great week. I'm excited. It's Monday.
Ooh, Monday.
Are you excited it's Monday?
Not at all, but whatever. It's a day, and I'm excited about that. So,
Wow. Pharaoh's school banned Zoom.
ooh,
Wow. That's interesting because everybody seems to be using Zoom these days. I'd what happened that they would ban Zoom, and what do they use instead to keep, for all their classes? I was just kind of curious. But anyway, this week we're talking about gratitude,
mm.
which is going to be a great week because that is, I'm telling you, it's the first step in our 3-step process that we do every day, and it's also the first step. Like it can totally just shift whatever's going on in your life. If you're having a rough time, if stuff's going bad, you can immediately just switch it with just thinking of some things that you're thankful for, and then it's like all of a sudden the whole world is different. Like you're going through this crummy time and everything's just like hard and difficult and you're just upset and it's getting frustrating, and then all of a sudden you think of something you're thankful for, and the lights go on, everything changes, you're looking at the world in a whole different way. It's a pretty cool thing. But we're going to dig into that in a little bit. First, we are going to do that famous 3-step process that we're always talking about. We are going to make it famous because it's important. And those of you who have been here with us before, and those of you who haven't, welcome. And you can participate with us in the chat. We'd love to hear your responses. But step number 1 is, what are you thankful for? We're pulling out the gratitude step. What are you thankful for? And I'm going to turn it to Joe because he's got a lot of things to be thankful for. I can just tell by the look on his face. He's like thankful for being up early in the morning. He's thankful because, yeah, all that. So, Joe, what are you thankful for today?
Yeah. I mean, Joe, you'll be thankful to hear this, but I'm not thankful to hear it. I've been getting up without my alarm clock for the last week, basically.
Whoa.
Every day before 7. It's very miserable, but whatever. So I'm thankful. It makes it easier, like, to get up for the show. Like, I woke up at 4:30 and I went to bed at midnight. So
Hey, you're gonna start sounding like me if you're not careful.
I know that's my fear. So that's what I'm fearful for. I mean, okay, wait, let's get back to the actual three-step routine. What am I thankful for? This weekend, my in-laws are hanging out with us up at the
This
house.
coming weekend?
No, no, I mean they're here right now.
Oh wow!
So
But it's not even the weekend anymore.
yeah, they're kind of on summer breaking. Like
Wow. So, so is it gonna bother them that you're doing this show at 6 o'clock in the morning?
I don't think so. They'll tell me if it did.
If you're if we find out for the rest of the week you're whispering.
Well, no, they're leaving today, but
Oh, gotcha.
they were here this weekend and they're leaving today.
Okay, cool.
But that's what I'm thankful for today. I have many other things, but we'll just stick with one so that way we can have the rest of our show.
Right on. Well, that's cool because a lot of people would not necessarily be thankful about that.
Oh, I have a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna. What's what's the difference between in-laws and outlaws?
I have no idea.
Outlaws are wanted. I heard that one from my
Oh my.
sister-in-law. So
Great. That's wonderful. Uh,
Anywho, we'll get back to the three-step routine now.
yes, before you
But
know, say something. They're probably eavesdropping. They're like, oh, they're gonna be all offended.
no, that my sister-in-law is from the family.
Oh
So
yeah, so she's the one who told me, and she's there too.
no, no, she's downstate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Egg got 5 hours of sleep, but and there's pain for the 5 hours. Ugh. But thankful to watch it. Hey, yep. Rock is thankful to wake up somewhat early today. Sparrow's thankful for being up with the beautiful lighting.
Ooh,
I don't know what lighting you have. I have this lighting.
I have
Joe's
this
got that
lighting
lighting. Yep. Yep.
comes out of this direction.
Jeff is thankful for bright spring mornings. I understand that, man. I always have trouble with the bright, the blinding, especially because like usually the first way I go, like you, Joe, when I leave in the morning, the first direction I drive is east. And on those bright mornings, it's like, ugh,
Yep. Don't hit
what?
anything. Don't hit anything.
Right, exactly. But yeah, but that's step number one. What are you thankful for? Because like I was just talking about, that starts to shift your focus. You know, you wake up and you're like, all groggy and grumpy. At least I deal with that sometimes. Very rarely do I just pop out of bed like, "Hey, let's go." You know, it's usually something more along the lines of, "Ugh." But then you start thinking of things you're thankful for, and then it's like, "Oh, it's not so bad." But Static is thankful for freedom. Yes, we have it. But anyway, step number two. What are you looking forward to today? Yeah, because there's something to look forward to. You got something coming, or you can create it. You
Mm.
know, that's one of the beautiful things. If you don't think you have something to look forward to, you can be like, "Hey, I'm gonna invent something to look forward to," and then look forward to it because it's like, "I'm gonna do something. This is gonna be cool." So, Joe, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah. Apparently, don't muddle Monday. Oh no, that's Ryan. Okay.
I'm looking
Um,
forward to that.
always a great time. Always a great time. You
Mhm.
should come back today at 9. Shameless plug. Anyway,
Nameless.
I'm looking forward to taking a nap. Actually,
Are you gonna take one today?
probably. Uh, I was.
Before work? No, you're not gonna have
I
time
don't have
before
work
work, right?
today.
You don't?
I took today off so I could hang out with my in-laws.
Oh, nice. There you
Yep.
go. Well, we'll finish this show early so you can take a nap before everybody else gets up.
I'm not really worried about it. They'll find me in here on the floor in my office, just sleeping, or on the desk. Like the shows, I can't stop the recording. I'm just sleeping here on the keyboard.
That'll be great. They'll be like, he's such a hard worker. Look at him. He's passed out at his desk. He was working. Pull up some IRS forms on your screen and
Right. Yep.
naps are great. Anybody else like naps? Naps are awesome. Grease boy, your day just ended. It's 8 p.m. Wow. You must be across the world.
Hmm.
Hmm.
14 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Australia, New Zealand, something like that. That gonna be my guess. Maybe. I don't know. Somewhere. Um, Static's looking forward to Don't Muddle Monday. Me too. Egg, you're looking forward to finally playing Hollow Knight because you just got it. That's awesome. Is that a video game? I'm guessing?
LARPing.
Australia. Right on. Um Pharaoh's gonna make a post tonight. That's cool. Rocker's looking forward to just thinking. Using my brain to process some stuff. Thinking is a great thing.
I think.
And if you can actually spend time thinking and not bore yourself, that's a powerful thing. There's a guy, Jim Rohn, who used to say, I have now gotten the ability to feast on my own intellect. Means no matter where he goes, no matter what he does, if he's there sitting there, he doesn't have to be bored. He can actually be productive by spending time just in thought. And that's a powerful thing. When you figure that out, beautiful.
So is he like a
Okay, Hollow
zombie?
Knight is a video game. Hey, if Static reveals the secrets, we'll tell you. Absolutely, we will. I'm sure Static will be discreet. But at any rate, but that's step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Now we're moving in the forward direction. Now we're gonna we're gonna put the wheels down on the ground and we're gonna move there. And we're gonna do step number 3, which is
Number
what are you
three.
going to do today? What's the action step are you gonna do to move your life forward today? Because now we're gonna actually make it fun and
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
move it forward. It's gonna be awesome. So what are you gonna do today, Joe?
Well, right now I'm gonna quickly send a work email. Because I'm off today, and if I don't forward it, it won't get done for the client when it's supposed to. But
All right.
the this is the fear of when you're this tired. If you like take a nap and you've got something really important to do, don't try to do it after the nap. Do it before the nap because you're liable to forget after your nap. But what I'm actually going to do today is I'm gonna do more writing. I think
Hmm.
doing a lot of writing recently. I'm gonna do some more of it
Mhm.
because one, it's a lot of fun. If you don't write, I highly recommend it. Like creative thinking, creative writing is a great way to take like brain thoughts and make them on paper. And once you take things out of your head and put them down on paper, they become much more like real.
Hmm.
So I highly recommend that to any of you who are dealing with some issues or, maybe just want to be creative for a little while. Do some writing. So that's what I'm going to do today.
Nice.
Ba, 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 ba.
Writing is a wonderful, wonderful activity. In fact, that's one of the things that is part of the miracle morning I always talk about. And I was like, hey, you should start journaling. No, in that case, it's journaling, just putting your thoughts down on paper. But writing, like you're talking about, creative writing. I'm
Hmm.
I'm assuming that's the kind of writing you're going to be doing, right?
Um, that well, yes.
Like inventing a story or something like that while you're writing that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Today, I'm not gonna say that's the only type of writing I'm gonna do today, but that's what I was primarily talking about.
nice,
If that makes sense.
nice. Jeff's gonna edit more double cup of Joe.
Ooh.
He got the first man. Jeff got the first episode done. Did you listen to it yet, Joe?
No, I didn't know we got it done already.
Yeah, it's done. It's on the server there.
Ooh.
Yep. It has not been released. Uh, but yeah, he got our first episode. The first one that Joe and I ever did. This was back in what, 2018.
The beginning. It was
The,
really
the
early, too, wasn't it?
yeah. Huh?
Was it the early 2018 or?
No, this was the end of 2018.
Oh yeah,
It was like
because it
November or
looped
something.
into the beginning of tax season.
Yeah. Yeah. November 5th. There it is. Jeff's got the date. But yeah, we started doing this show way back when. We did them not live. We did them we were gonna record them and edit them and release them then, and it got somewhere in the editing phase, and it just was like we dropped it because a
the
whole bunch of other stuff was
the
happening.
Kickstarter. That'll be you'll
Oh
basically
yes.
when you guys will note that the Double Cup of Joe ended pretty much as soon as the Kickstarter started. So
Yes, the planning stages
could
for
be
the
a
Kickstarter.
coincidence, but it could not be.
Yep, there were a lot of logistical things to figure out for that whole campaign. But it was pretty cool. But yeah, but that's the three-step process. It's great to see you guys here with us. Rock is gonna learn Careless Whisper on saxophone. There you go. Um, and ooh, Sparrow says any new updates on Criminal Idol? I just posted an update the other
Saturday?
day, Thursday, I think
Oh,
Thursday or Friday.
yes, very recent.
Yep. So, but it was for backers only. I don't know if you're not a backer. Basically, the update was just that hey, the printing process is in process. We approved all of the proofs, so everything's been approved, and now printing and binding is taking place. And so that's going to take a few weeks, and then it's going to be shipping. And it's coming on the slow boat from China, like literally on the slow boat from China.
Is that the name? The slow boat.
It might be, but I know it's gonna take a while to ship here because it's coming on a boat from China. And then so I think from the time it started, which was a week or a week and a half ago, that everything got approved. Maybe 2 weeks at this point. I don't know. But it'd be 8 to 12 weeks from that point, depending on how long the shipping takes. Um, so the timer has begun. Everything is on its way. It's cool. So exciting.
Mhm.
Um we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel finally. But anyway, that's that. And thank you guys for being a part of our three-step process. We're going to move into our topic now, which is
Ooh.
gratitude and step number 1 of the three-step process. We figured it'd be good to we could take a whole month actually and talk about this topic because it's so hugely important. But we're gonna cram it all into a week, and we're gonna start with this handsome devil over here. I mean, look at this guy. Yeah, see that smile? Oh, now he's showing you his good side.
Yes, it's this particular side.
Is that your good side?
Yes, this is my bad side.
That's your bad side. Yeah, it's got this black, like
Dark
weird
side.
thing.
It
But
could be
anyway,
because the light's coming from this side, but who knows? Who knows?
yeah. All right. Well, at any rate, Joe, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Joe. So
Mm.
today we're talking about gratefulness, gratitude. I didn't know how we wanted to specifically worded it, but this is how we're going. It's the first step of the three-step process. So if you haven't been following every week, we with this three-step process, we always start with, hey, what has happened to us in the past that we can draw from, that we can learn from, that we can grow from, that we can be glad that it happened to us. Gratitude isn't simply just being like thanks mom or thanks dad for like this thing all the time. You definitely can be thankful for the things that your parents have done for you, but it's not always like hey they gave you a gift. Sometimes it's you know being disciplined. Having your parents uh, tell you no to things. You can be grateful for those too. Like when a little kid's about to walk out into the street, and their parents like, no, and like throws them out of the street so they don't get hit by a car, and they get knocked over, and they're like, why did you push me? Like, well, that car would have pushed you a little harder than that, but
Right.
so there's lots of things that we can be grateful for that don't appear to be things we would be grateful for at the beginning. And so one of the things we really want to help you do, especially throughout this week, um, to just be mindful of all of the things because there are so many. And what we find is a lot of people who don't have a lot of happiness in their life, a lot of joy in their life, is because they're not seeing the things that they can be grateful for. It's not that they don't have things that they can be grateful for because everyone has things they can be grateful for. It's that they don't see them. And so we hope that throughout this week, we can be an encouragement to you to be grateful for things. Have a good day, Sparrow. Um, to just find that joy, to find some happiness, some just exuberance in the fact that there are things that have happened in your life that have changed your life for the better. And we want to help you kind of recognize that. That's where Joe was talking a little bit about journaling, because journaling is really cool because it takes those things in your head and you have to make them exist. Like they have to exist physically now. They're no longer mental; they're also physical. And so you have to actually think about the things that have happened to you when you journal. You actually have to think about, oh, this thing happened to me today. I that was pretty good. I'm glad that thing happened. Or even better is when you look back. If none of you journal, I highly recommend it because it's really great to look back on the different parts of your life. So I have a journal somewhere around here. It's actually in my bedroom right now,
Hmm.
and it's really interesting to see like the different parts of my life, like parts where it was like really rough, and I'm like, man, I was not thinking in a good way. Like where my mindset was at the time was just not good, and that contributed to like the way that I was writing. And then alternatively, I've looked back and thought, man, I don't know who wrote this because this is really smart stuff. And it's me, like it's my journal. So um, it's really interesting to be able to look back on like what your mindsets have been. Be like, wow, when I was grateful, when I was excited about like what was going on in my life, like I was doing some really cool stuff. And when I was not excited about what was going on in life and I was not being very grateful at the time, like I was not very productive. And my thinking reflected that. And so I highly encourage you, if you don't already, and you want to be grateful for what's going on in your life, is to start writing down what's happening. Start writing down what's going on. Because what you're going to find is the other thing that when you look back at your journal is that the things that have happened to you in the past are leading to what you're doing right now. And that is really, really cool. Adios, Raka. Good luck. We will see you next time. whenever next time is. But to that effect, I've talked long enough. I'm going to pass it back to Joe, who's going to give us more wisdom on gratitude and what that
And
is and what that looks like.
I'm gonna dab in the chat
Mm. Yeah,
because it's
that
fun.
get that good elbow cough.
That thing.
That thing.
um, yeah, I love what you were talking about, Joe. It is super important to write things down, and it can really help you to notice more about what's going on, so you can be thankful for things. Um, I remember there have been stretches of time in my life when I've struggled with depression and a lot of things like that, and one of the things that always has been able to get me out of that funk has been this exact thing, which is gratitude. Um, because and even the simplest things, I mean, it doesn't have to be like some kind of extravagant thing. You can be thankful for anything. I mean, you can be thankful for the fact that you have a pillow. You can be thankful for the fact that you have a blanket. You can be thankful for the fact that there's carpet on the floor, or that there's not carpet on the floor, or if you don't like carpet. You can be thankful that, you have the ability to watch this stream on whatever type of device that you're watching it on. You be thankful for that you have that connection to the world. I mean, all these things that are very, very simple, and a lot of times we take for granted, you know, but they're all around us. They're all around us. And, you know, we can be thankful for all of it. I'm thankful for chocolate pudding. I'm thankful for indoor plumbing. I'm thankful for light switches, because think about it. Like there was a time before light switches. There was a time before any lights inside. Like now, I mean, you think about how amazing that is. And if somebody from like 150 years ago came and saw how we live today, can you imagine how blown their mind would be? It'd be like, what? You don't have to carry a little kerosene lamp or candle around with you. You just walk in, you flip on a light, or there's this weird person named Alexa that you just say, "Alexa, turn on the lights." And all of a sudden the lights shines, right? That's hilarious.
Who's
We
your
do
invisible maid?
exactly. We got one of the guys on staff at Black I guess Swerve, Steve. He's kind of got a smart house, or at least he used to. We'd be on conference calls, the poor guy, and we'd always like say, tell Alexa to do stuff while we were on conference calls.
Oh
so
boy.
you see, we'd all have our little boxes right on the Zoom conference. And somebody would say, Alexa, turn off the lights, and then Steve's box would just go dark. We'd be like, Alexa, buy me a hot tub. And then he'd be like, dang it. Now I'm gonna now I'm looking at hot tubs, like it's hilarious. But I mean, imagine we have gone so far technologically. I mean, even from the time when I was in high school, now I have a computer in my pocket.
Ooh.
It's crazy. I can access any bit of information in the world, and it's in my pocket. All of the work I do as an inspector goes through this device. Like it's a huge tool. We drive around in cars, we can fly around in planes, like it's amazing all the technology that's around. I mean, there's so much to be thankful for. And you know, but we get caught in these stress loops. We get caught focused on things that are going wrong. And sometimes we have to focus on something going wrong in order to fix it. We have to try and figure it out and get through that. In fact, that's another thing like Joe was talking about. The things that are hard, those are also things you can be thankful for. On Friday, I had a bunch of phone calls to make, right? and I was looking at them. It was going to be hard. It was going to be difficult because I had health insurance phone calls to deal with, and that's always a confusing and mind-numbing, crazy process, right? Because you're going to be on hold for a while. You're going to be talking to someone who doesn't understand your situation, and you're going to be, trying to navigate this whole thing, and it's always tough. And in my case, I'm usually dealing with some kind of a communication barrier because um you might be dealing with English as a second language. There's all kinds of things that you might encounter in that phone call. And I had that to deal with, and then I was going to be calling Xbox Live because of a problem with my son's Minecraft account, and that turned it was crazy. That turned into a story. Um, but, I remember looking at that situation, I'm like, "This is gonna be so hard. This is gonna be I'm not gonna like this at all." Like, because it's gonna be a challenge and everything like that. And then I flipped it around before I did all this stuff, and I was like, "Wait a second. I like challenges. I can be thankful for challenges because I like challenges because at the end of it, I've overcome something, I've conquered it, and I've taken something off my to-do list, which is always super fun for me. I love having a to-do list and checking things off and crossing them off and throwing them away, and be like, I did it. Um, but yeah, it was nuts this whole time. But when I shifted my focus from being, oh, this is gonna be super hard, which was true. It was gonna be hard. But when I stopped thinking, oh, this is gonna be hard, to thinking, oh, this is gonna be a challenge, and I like challenges, then all of a sudden I was looking forward to it, and my whole attitude during those calls was different. And even though they were hard, it was kind of fun because it was a quest, right? Did you ever play a video game that's like really, really hard, but you like it because it's a quest and it's a challenge, and it's like, I'm gonna figure this out because when I have that victory at the end, I'm gonna feel proud of myself. It was like that. And so, like, you can be thankful for even those things that are stressful and hard and difficult and that cause you some kind of mental anguish like that. Because at the end of it, a couple things happen. You have that victory, but then also you're stronger as a result. You've gone through that process, and so now you have more strength to go through even more difficult challenges later on in life. So, it's all a process of building you. So that's another thing. You can be thankful of those things that eh, they're disguised. Um, but anyway, Joe, what else you got?
Oh, I have to have more stuff? Oh,
Yeah, man.
oh, thankfully, we have more stuff to be thankful for.
Thankfully, there's more stuff to be thankful for. There's always
Mm.
more stuff.
See what we
I'm
do
thankful
there.
for these things.
Mm.
I like to do that.
Just foaming at the hand.
Nice.
Um, yay. Puns. Uh, and Static says altering your attitude to gratitude in stressful moments helps him so much. It's a game changer. It really is. Um, and now he's flaunting his ability to never get stressed on us.
Which
You
is
should
kind of
you should
true.
be thankful for that. um, which is it's part of, hey, getting used to this idea of gratitude because it really lowers the level of stress that's in your life. To change the way that you look at the situations around you really brings down your level of like to like hmm. There's the two levels of stress there. And it really really helps. I've thought of it many a time when I've been at work or when I've got like something on my plate. I was talking about having those phone calls that you're just like, I don't want to make this phone call. um, to just like reminding myself to be thankful, even if it's not thankful for the phone call. Maybe it's maybe it's that you're not necessarily grateful for like the challenges in that moment. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's really, really hard to be grateful for like, yeah, this is a challenge and I'm gonna grow through it. Maybe it's a little tough for that right now. But you can be thankful for other things. You can be thankful for like, hey, you know what? In this moment, like I have a great job. I have a great house. I can do a lot of great things because I deal with things like this.
Mm,
So, regardless of the fact that whether or not you can be grateful for the challenge itself, you can be grateful for the things that come from the challenge. And that's just as good. As long as you can get yourself in that mindset, as long as you can think about, these are the good things. These are um, what's great about life. And so, um, again, we're going to talk about it throughout the week, but I think Static stole our like gratitude is an attitude kind of
mm,
thing, because that's going to come up a lot this week. It's going to come up a lot that it's a mentality as much as it is an action. So,
mm.
we really want to kind of drill that home for you of like, let this be a way that you think because it's going to change the way that you think, which super redundant, but it's going to change not only the way that you think, but your entire trajectory in life. Um, it can go from something that's really, really like, hey, I am not going to send my life in the right direction when I'm making decisions where I'm super stressed, when I'm making decisions where I'm like upset. Those decisions generally are not my best decisions in life. Historically speaking, for me, I don't
Right.
know about for you, Joe, but
No, you're absolutely right.
and I think if you, and this is why I talk about journaling. Um, I think if you out there, people watching, were to take a look at your historical choices when you were stressed, um, they probably weren't your favorite ones. Again, and you can be grateful for even those those choices, the choices that are stressed in maybe the way that you didn't want to do things. You can be thankful for that. I know that I've made a lot of mistakes, and I know that I've learned a lot from those mistakes. I've learned a lot about different things that ended up bringing me here. Um, and I'm sure I've learned a lot from the mistakes I've made here that are going to serve me in wherever I'm called as I go forward. It's super great. It's super wonderful because I think back to all the times I was hanging out with friends and we talked about, hey, like we should prepare ourselves for like talking to the younger generation, talking to people through the internet, and really encouraging people. Like, these are things we need to be thankful for, or not thankful for, but thinking of.
Mm.
And all those talks and thoughts and meetings I had with friends many years ago that are now like, oh, hey, look at what I'm doing now. Um, Nothing happened about it back then, but wow, it was a good thing I thought about all those things when I was doing something else. You find that a lot. You find that the things that maybe didn't go the way that you planned a few years ago end up showing up in a
Hmm.
way that you weren't expecting years later.
It's true.
Um, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. This is why I tell you to journal because it's like reading a story, but it's the story of your life. It's like reading, like, oh, I know where this story is going. Like, this is foreshadowing, but you didn't know it at the time. So, um, again, I highly encourage you. Go ahead and journal because that's another way you can focus on your attitude, uh, kind of get your mindset in the right direction. So, with that, I'm going to turn it back to Joe for his brilliant finishing wisdom.
I have brilliant finishing wisdom, and I've noticed that gratitude is just attitude with grr in front of it. Which I'm like,
Whoa.
that's that's I don't know if that's the opposite or what.
Hmm. This sounds much more menacing when you put it that way.
I know, it's yeah. Like,
Grr.
it's supposed to make my life feel better. Like, but in a way, you're taking charge of your attitude, so it's kinda like, "Grr," I'm like, "I'm gonna take charge of it." But if yeah, I mean, you can take any situation, and when you throw gratitude in there, when you throw some kind of thanksgiving into it, you will feel more at peace, you will think more clearly, you will reduce the amount of stress that you're dealing with, and, like, so you'll be able to make a better decision, like Joe was talking about. Like, when we're in panic mode, because we're stressed out, man, decisions are tough to make. Now, some people work very well in high pressure environments, and that's a little bit different. I mean, yes, you can feel that stress, you can feel that pressure, and it can clarify things for you, right? But it's because you're not letting yourself get like overwhelmed by the situation. You're just like, "Whoa," and you can be thankful for that. You can be thankful for, hey, you know what? Stuff is happening. This is exciting, you know? So you can take that, you can be like, "Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of craziness going on in my life. I got this to do, I got that to do. I've got so many things and you know what? I'll even tell people, like, I'll call people and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I got all this stuff going on. I can't believe it. Da 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 da." da," And I'm like, "You know what? At least you're not gonna be bored."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna be bored." You're right about that, you know? But then here's the other thing. Sometimes people will be like, "Well, I'm bored. I don't have a whole lot going on." And I can be like, "Here's the thing. You are at a peaceful moment, and you can be thankful for that." Anytime I don't it doesn't ever happen hardly ever anymore where I'm just like, I don't have anything to do because I've always got a list a mile long. But there are moments when I can be like, "Okay, I can set everything aside and just exist in silence for a while." Those moments I'm super thankful for as well, even though a lot of people be like, "Oh, I'm just bored." But when you can take time and just think, that's a moment of peace in your life. That's a time when, things can just be you can let go, you can be silent and then just dismiss your thoughts, I guess. And that's a time of, refreshing. When we hit this pandemic, a lot of people were like freaking out and like, I don't know what to do, it was a crazy time, and they started closing everything down, and couldn't go anywhere, and you couldn't do anything. And in a way, it was kind of frustrating because they're like, there's all these fun things we're not going to be able to do, you know. But for me, as an introvert, I was also very thankful because being by myself is a way that I recharge, and so it gave me more opportunities to recharge. you know? And there's always something in the midst of anything that you're going through. You can look at it either this is a bad thing and I don't like it, or you can look at it and be like, I'm thankful this is happening. Even if you can't seem to find a redeeming quality in it, there's always one thing that when you're facing something difficult, it's going to build you. It's gonna test your endurance. It's gonna build your personal strength as you go through it, and it's going to make you better equipped to handle things longer that come in your life later, because you will be stronger as a result of going through whatever is going on that's a challenge for you. You can always be thankful even in the midst of something that's a struggle, because even if it's only for the fact that it's going to build strength and endurance in you to face challenges later. And then you'll find yourself just skating over problems that you used to get all freaked out about. Man, I handle challenges now like it would have incapacitated me years ago. But because I've handled a lot of challenges and struggles between then and now I look at those problems and I'm just like piece of cake. Piece of cake. Let's move on to the next one. And then, but what happens is you graduate to tougher challenges. But at any rate, I'll tell you what, I'm so thankful that you guys were here with us. I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for you guys, our community. And I'm just so thankful that we have this ability, this technology where we can be everywhere and anywhere you need us to be. And I'll tell you, it's like the shining spot of my life to do these streams. These ones here every morning, and also, don't worry Wednesday, that whole series. Don't muddle Monday, don't fret Friday, whatever day it happens to be. But speaking of which, we're gonna be on tonight. Static P and myself, we will be on tonight for Don't Muddle Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. And we would love to have you here. So be sure to come back for that. Also, this week on Double Cup of Joe, while we're talking about gratitude, we will also have the Free for All Friday topic, which is the sun. We're talking about the sun. It was a post contributed by Master Lay. So thank you, Master Lay. If you ever, I don't see you here this morning, but if you watch this later, just know you should come on Friday because your topic is going to get talked about whether you're here or not. So, which reminds me that always reminds me, hey, what's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun.
Oh my goodness.
Like it's not a planet. But at any rate, we're going to talk about my favorite planet, which is the sun. So, at any rate, come back for that. Come back tonight for No Muddle Monday. And yeah, come back tomorrow. We'll see you guys later. And we're just so happy to see you here. Joe, you got any closing comments?
No, well, okay, yes, I had one. It was going back to your things you were grateful for that were kind of stressful, and the pandemic, which is kind of filtering off here. But this show was kind of born out of our like, man, this pandemic sucks. We're not gonna be able to do anything. And then we were like, wait a minute, we can make something great out of this.
Yeah, we're gonna do this stream.
And so we did. So if you're faced with like a million things that you weren't expecting, you're faced with some pretty big looking challenges. There's opportunities in those, and that's something to be really really grateful for.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So thank you guys. Find something to be thankful for and focus on that. And then you know what? Your whole life will change. Your whole perspective will change, and it'll make things go so much smoother. You'll actually find yourself having fun in the things that stress you out. It's it's so weird. Like that thing used to stress me out. Now I'm having fun in it. What? That's ridiculous. But it's real. Like it actually happens. If you just shift that focus to being thankful, everything changes. It's amazing. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the easy, which is being thankful in the good times. But that's always fun. And then Wednesday we're talking about being thankful in the not so good times, which is a little bit more difficult, but highly even more powerful. That is so powerful in your life. And that's going to be fun. And then we're going to bring it all together on Thursday, talk about, hey, when you live this way, your life, it's like you're living in a whole new dimension. It's like the multiverse and you just shifted dimensions. When you live this way and you make it a habit in your life, and it's crazy. Like your life just it's so weird. But we will see you guys later. Great to see you guys. Thanks for being here. I've got my smart pen.
Smart pen.
It doesn't actually do anything technological except write, but I look smarter when I have one. So